Happy Monday, everybody. Hot AF across the country. I wasn't too bad walking in. I know it's going to be gross walking back. I don't like that. I don't mind it all the time, and you get a nice respite in the morning, but man, it's nasty.
Take an Uber home.
Oh my God, who are you?
That's Brother Bilal.
Did you know that he worked here still? I was unaware.
It's called a vacation, sir.
Oh, is it? I don't take those. So I will not take an Uber home. Yeah.
Or vacation.
Yeah, I don't take Ubers, man. You didn't take an Uber. You went to a concert on Saturday, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I got a Lyft down there, Lyft being the company, and then I walked back.
And you didn't, why did you walk back?
Because traffic is such a cluster down there after any event that to get out of the zone where they were having things blocked off, and I was halfway to the station anyway, so I just walked the rest of the way.
I like that. That's smart.
That's what Jennifer and I did after that cake show, man. We thought about getting an Uber, and then we looked at the traffic, and it was like, we'll beat it back to the station by walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I almost could have beaten the Uber or the Lyft to Bridgestone on Saturday if I had walked to there.
Yeah.
So you went and saw a band called Ghost. Check this out.
Correct.
Check this out, Ken.
Yes, sir.
They made him put his phone in a special pouch
Yeah.
and locked it up. How weird is that?
Yeah, Jack White did that his last show that a couple of years ago when we saw him at Ascend. You had to put your phone up in a little pouch. Now you could go check it if you wanted to, but you had to stay in a designated area.
That's so. Again, it's an odd thing, but the fact that you had to how long did it take you? First of all, you missed the beginning of the show, but then how long did it take you to get through the line to have them unlock it?
I got there at 7:30. They pushed the show from 8 to 8:15. And I got in about 8:17. I really wanted to see curtain drop, and it happened right as I was walking towards my seat.
Oh, man.
They got to get better about, because the whole phone thing just slows the lines down massively, and they've got to get better about. They need more people. They need to open the doors earlier. And Ghost apparently has a history of having to push shows from the start time because of the lines created by pouching your phone.
That is, did you get to keep the pouch?
Yeah, you keep it on you.
No, but did you get to keep it?
Oh, no.
It's not one of those cool pouches.
You got to give those back.
It's like a Ghost pouch. Well, I mean, you know what? How long did it take you to get out of the arena? That would have driven me crazy. I'm like, I'm stealing this. I'm going to go home and cut it.
I actually thought about that because there were probably half a dozen women out front that were helping to unlock the phones, and then you just threw it into a bucket. They were being just utterly swamped because everybody wants their phone unlocked, and they're surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of people. They didn't have enough women out there, enough people out there to unlock the phones after the show was done either.
Notice how he said women.
Well, I'm just saying that because
women
they were
are the only ones that could do that job. You might as well tell them all to go back in the kitchen, Bill.
They should have never left. I only saw women doing the unlocking. That's why I say that. I didn't see any guys out there.
Somebody said they would like to have seen you on one of those scooters. You know what? I would have paid for that.
You know what? I didn't even think of that.
Really? Would you have done it?
Probably.
Nothing makes me smile more than watching people ride double on a scooter who've never ridden a scooter before, let alone been on a bicycle in 25 years. But now's the time, after a few drinks, that this is the smart thing for them to do. Nice.
Yes. That's exactly how I think.
One other thing about the show is when I grew up, when you would go to a show, you would pay. I think I remember the first show I ever saw was Journey in the Tangerine Bowl in Orlando, and I think shirts were $12 or $15 at the time. T-shirts at the show were $50 and $60.
Are you kidding me?
Which is beyond ridiculous, and it was for the same shirts that I could go on the website and buy for $30 or $35 plus shipping.
So, which is. What do they get for a concert, you think? Are they splitting it? Because they're they don't have the commercial appeal. They have they're like, unfortunately, like Fish, where they have a huge base of fans, but it's not like their songs are played on the radio all the time.
Yeah, they are.
Are they?
Yes.
Not like they're not like Metallica or something like that.
No, most certainly not that big, but their last album debuted at #1.
Does it sell like 4? Because that's all you need to sell, right?
No. It sold almost 100,000.
Just crazy. Do you remember back in the day when you were a record executive? You sold 100,000. You're like, we may have to fire this guy.
Yeah, if actually on a brand new band, if you sold 100,000, you're pretty happy. But you could have artists that would come out of the gate with 1 million. The only person that does that now is Taylor Swift.
Oh, your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And Afton was here on Friday too. Your double girlfriend.
She sent me a text. I told her I was on vacation.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's probably bummed. She's like, came in. He's like, oh my God, yes. Bell sounds like Gatorade ad. What? Oh, Gatorade ad. Why? Did you drink a lot of Gatorade?
No.
Oh, goodness me. Well, I'm glad you went to that. Bell is back. The team is back together. How was your weekend there, Ken?
It was good. I did absolutely nothing.
That's isn't that fun?
I love it. I love doing absolutely nothing.
It is.
Now, well, I like doing what I want to do.
Yeah, but sometimes that's take a nap.
Yeah.
Watching TV and falling asleep, waking up a little bit later.
Yeah. I eat a lot of fattening food, too, that I'm going to have to beat myself up over.
But
it sure was fun.
You know what? That's good, though.
Yeah.
You don't beat yourself up over it. I saw this comedian earlier. He said the difference between today's generation and our generation is they're not going to eat the muffin or donut. And if they do, they're going to feel guilty about it. We'll eat it, and we'll go, and we'll move on with our life.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the truth.
Yeah, I beat myself up by looking at myself in the mirror and saying, you should really stop doing that, Weaver. Oh. And then I go right back to it.
I think if we had to eat in front of a mirror, we would all stop eating the way we eat. Not all of us.
No, I mean, maybe. No, I don't think I would. I like the food too much.
Maybe how fast we eat it. I always feel like I'm racing somebody. I don't know who. Well, I don't know who. Nobody's coming to take it, but I don't know that.
You're racing your appetite.
That's an interesting experiment, though. Just sitting and eating in front of a mirror.
I want somebody to do that tonight. I want somebody to go and eat in front of the mirror and then that feels like something that somebody would tell you to do. Like, I know you're struggling with your weight. You should try to eat in front of the mirror. That way you see what it's like when you're eating.
Yeah.
And you could just feel better about yourself. It'll be great. And then you feel horrible about yourself because you know that, quite frankly, you don't want to do that. Because I know it feels shameful. Mostly because I'm probably eating too much. It's like, how much macaroni and cheese does one man need to consume? Well, we're going to find out.
As much as one can. Especially if it's sprinkled with hot chicken.
Oh, yeah. A lot of stuff to get to. Bell was near last week, obviously. Bell, what'd you think of Ozzy? Because you're a metal guy. I can tell by your hair.
Yeah, that actually really bummed me out. And I always have this conflict. It happened when Neil Peart from Rush died and when Eddie from Van Halen died. You really kind of go into a sense of mourning. But I never met Ozzy. I never met Neil. I had met Eddie numerous times, but I didn't know them. I had no personal relationship with them. But you still feel this sense of loss, and then at the same time, I'm like, well, I didn't know them. What am I crying about, or what is it? Why is it bothering me? They got their families are the one who's have the right to mourn them. But Ozzy just bummed me out so bad.
I think it's one of those things where it's memories, right? Like Ken and I were talking about.
Yes, sir.
When you hear a song, music will put you in a place and a time and take you back to that moment. Sometimes, like a perfume or a smell or something like that. And music's one of those things. And Ozzy, I will say this weekend and over the last few days, I have never seen as much love for an artist as I've seen for Ozzy. There were so many dedications, Post Malone, Jelly Roll, Rick Springfield, you name it.
Lady Gaga.
Like everybody was doing some sort of...
Gene Simmons was doing an interview with Pierce Morgan about Ozzy's death and actually started crying during the interview.
Yeah, the last time I think so much, there was so much sadness was poured out over one artist. I think was Prince.
Yeah, probably.
When Prince died, I mean, man, every from all genres of music.
All genre. That was just it. Like Michael Jackson, because there was so much controversy around him, I don't think, obviously, while there was a lot of people upset and stuff, there was that controversy that hung around him. Where Prince, you're right, there wasn't that. It was just like, whoa, we lost a mega star. And Ozzy was that.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
And I think there was a lot of emotion attached to it, too, because Ozzy did get to say his final goodbye.
Yeah.
You know, they did the Back to the Beginning concert. It was intended to be his last show, and it obviously will be now.
Yep.
But, you know, you saw the guy. I've listened to the isolated vocals from that show, and he sounded a little rough, but he was still able to hold the melodies.
Yeah.
But when you get done and you're like, okay, that's that chapter is over and done with, and then the guy passes away 2 weeks later, it's like, wait a minute, I just saw him. That can't be true.
Yeah. I somebody just said, you know, several people said Elvis when Elvis died. That was big. That was huge. I remember that. And you know, I want to say it was different with somebody like Lennon because he got murdered and it was the whole thing. There was a shocking incident that led to it. Right. That wasn't a car crash or anything like that. Because outside of this, I mean, the biggest celebrity or anything like that where I saw a pouring out of love for you know, I mean, Princess died. I've never seen anything like that. It was just otherworldly. It was like 30 years ago. Can you believe that?
And Ozzy, you know, he lived a long life. He lived right up to the average male lifespan, and that in and of itself is kind of something for Sharon to cheer about, because Ozzy did so much drugs and so much drinking that he probably should have been dead a long time ago, but he was able to survive through it, where other people who did the same thing and less than he didn't make it.
Yeah, no doubt. It was just, again, it was one of those things where, and our buddy Nate over at Busy Bee say, it's your mortality.
Yes, sir.
You grow up with him. He's not that much older than you. You know, you grow up when he's in the height of his career, and he's on top of the musical world, and that right there, that brings mortality. Like, you know, Gene Simmons and them, they're realizing, our guys, it's one thing when you're 30 and you die, right? When you go John Bonham or something like that. But it's another thing when you die of Parkinson's. That's mortality.
Yeah.
It is.
And Pat Boone posted a memorial to Ozzy Osbourne. Pat Boone.
Pat friggin' Boone.
Well, Pat actually, Pat recorded Crazy Train for his In a Metal Mood album, which was, he took metal songs and did them as big band songs.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Pat Boone, baby. Pat Boone. Coming up, we're going to talk a little tariffs. Got some other stuff to talk about. Israel. This is Bibi Netanyahu has a serious issue. It's not with and his issue, and we're going to discuss it, is minds are changing. A lot of countries are saying, all right, we've had enough of this. And he continues to push baloney out there. We're going to talk a little bit about that. It's got some other fun stuff. Our urban word of the day as well. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Happy Monday. It's Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com/chat. Vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega-369. You guys hear me talk about this all the time. This stuff is amazing. It is a once-a-day scoop for your dog, and your dog's going to love it. And your dog will absolutely love it. It's going to love the taste. You're going to love what it does for them. It's going to give them more energy. It's going to help with their digestive tract, their heart. It's going to help with their immune system. It's also going to help with things like their aches and pains in their joints. It's going to really give them more mobility than you've seen in a long time. If your dog's a little longer in the tooth, you watch what happens. And if your dog's just young, they're going to love the taste, and you're going to see a better, happier, longer life out of your dog. Try a Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens today. It is a 1 scoop a day thing. You don't have to change the dog's food. You don't have to do anything. Just 1 scoop on top of their food. That's it. It's a $20 value. You get it for free. Just cover the cost of shipping. Roughgreens.com/Chad. RUFFgreens.com/Chad. Roughgreens.com/Chad.
We're following reports out of Reno, Nevada, of people injured and killed in an active shooting situation. 2 children are dead from a house fire here in Middle Tennessee. And Coach Deion Sanders says he was diagnosed with bladder cancer this spring. These stories and more at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
We received a report of an active shooter in the Valley area, the GSR. We responded to the scene, and within 4 minutes, we had located the suspect, and an officer-involved shooting had occurred. The suspect was taken to the hospital. I don't have an update as to his status at this time, but I do know that it was an adult male that was involved.
That right there is Chief Nance out of Reno, one of the casinos. I don't know how many people are injured. I don't know how many people are dead because, again, it's a fluid situation. Yet another whack job. And how about that whack job in Michigan? The Walmart at Traverse, Michigan, started stabbing people.
With a folding knife.
With a folding knife.
Drove 2 hours to get there.
He's got 2 books on Amazon, one of which he thinks he's Jesus.
There you go.
He's like, I'm not quite sure, but I think I'm Jesus. I'm thinking you're not, because I've read the Bible, and I don't remember that part where, like, Jesus is like, then what you do is you take out your folding knife and just start shivving people.
Yeah.
Not well, but they hit him with terrorism charges. I don't know what happened in Reno. But there's some wackadoos out there, people.
You just never know, man.
No.
You just never know.
You don't.
Just something as benign as going to the store there in Michigan.
And it seemed to be very random. And he was caught. There was a Marine who had a gun.
Yeah.
And they held him. And now he stabbed 11 people. I think 6 of them serious condition. And, he's terrorism charges, attempted murder charges. But like you said, he drove 2 hours.
Yeah.
What in God's name are you doing where you're like, you know what? I got to get back at the world. And I got to do it in Traverse City, Michigan at the Walmart.
Yeah.
what did he think was? I mean,
And dude, there's people there's people right now wrestling with those very thoughts, brother Chad.
Yeah,
it's like okay, when's the next one? It happens so often, we forget about them.
Yeah, I mean that's you know what that's exactly it happens so often. That's already in the rearview mirror. That was a few days ago, and now we're on to somebody new in Reno.
In Reno, yeah,
or who knows what? I mean, it could have been a lover's quarrel. Could be somebody lost a bunch of money. Could be a terrorist. You don't know because that's not come out yet. They've got him in custody. He's in the hospital. I don't know if he's alive or not. But there are, like you said, there are people wrestling with the being that close to spinning out of control, which is, I always go to why take people with you? Because you're so pissed at the world. You're pissed at yourself. Then take it out on yourself. I mean, I don't want you to, but seek help. But the thought of, and some people, this guy on Saturday sound like he's deranged.
Yeah, well, he looks it too.
He does.
He's just got that crazy look in his eye.
He's got that, completely, absolutely lost look.
And you can come up with a rationale in your own head that this guy went and killed that other guy because that other guy did X. But when you just go in, you start shooting random people, that is you trying to externalize what you don't like about yourself. Everybody else is the problem, not me. Because you're killing people you've never met, have never done a thing to you, you've had no contact with, but suddenly they have to pay the price because of your mental issues.
That's it. Suddenly they have to pay a price. And you're angry at the world. It's like that at Tombstone, right? Like, and they asked him, why does what's his name do what he does? And he says, because he got a great big hole in his heart. He's just full of, hate. And that's exactly it. It's the same thing. These people, somehow they go off and they start to lose their mind, and then they become angry at the world and they're pissed off. And then they go down their own wackadoo rabbit holes. And then they decide Travis City or Reno, Nevada is the place that whatever's going to happen in the world happens. And the innocent get hurt. Just insane. Coming up, talk a little Israel plus controversy over Sydney Sweeney. And if you don't know who she is, nice, soft on the eyes. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. She's got a new ad out for America. Was it American
Eagle? Yes,
American Eagle. So, and
but if you don't know who she is, you're clearly not a racist.
Clearly not. And you don't like women. So that's also that, too. So we'll talk about that straight ahead. Missing the show. Shame on you. Grab the podcast. Chad Betts Show. Super Talk 997.
$12:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Goodlettsville got a crash reported 65 northbound right there at Long Hollow Pike. That'll be exit to 97. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. And as you just heard Brother Chad mention, we're following reports of people injured and even killed in an active shooting incident at a casino resort in Reno, Nevada. Police shot the suspect, who was then rushed to a hospital. This happening at the Grand Sierra Resort. We're told that a city councilor there in Reno is the one who says people have been killed. Here in Middle Tennessee, 2 children are dead from a house fire in Hermitage this morning. Nashville Fire Department responded to the scene on Arbor Point Way, that is, shortly after 4 o'clock this morning. They had reports of a deck fire that spread to the house. The mother was able to escape with 1 child, but reported to firefighters 2 other children were still inside on the 2nd floor, and they perished. Following recent reports and graphic images of a worsening humanitarian crisis in Gaza, President Trump has indicated the United States will become more involved in providing humanitarian aid to the region. Ian Panels at the Foreign Desk in London.
The UN's World Food Programme warning a third of the entire population of Gaza isn't eating for days on end, and that nearly 1 in 5 children under 5 in Gaza City is now acutely malnourished. Hospital wards are filling up with starving children.
Yeah, in a meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, President Trump announced the U.S. would establish what he called food centers in Gaza that he said would operate without fences or boundaries, allowing free access for people seeking assistance. Turning to sports, Coach Prime says he was diagnosed with bladder cancer this spring. The cancer discovered after Deion Sanders underwent routine vascular tests. Sanders' doctors recommended and performed a full bladder removal surgery to remove the cancerous tumor and his medical team says he is now considered cancer-free, and he's going to keep on coaching the Colorado Buffaloes. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Dangerous heat and humidity continue across the mid-state today with highs in the 90s this afternoon. Heat index between 100 to 110 degrees and maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but most of us stay dry. 70s overnight tonight, mid to the upper 90s tomorrow. A heat index between 105 to 110. 10 seconds. Maybe an isolated shower, but most of us are dry. The heat continues Wednesday, mid-90s with heat index values in the triple digits, but cooler weather will arrive by the end of the week and into the
kids, you want to look better? You want to feel amazing? You want to be able to get those jeans you haven't gotten into? You want to be able to get those shirts you haven't gotten into? My friends at Contours are ready to help. I was talking to my buddy Keith, who runs Contours this weekend, and we were chatting. He had a guy come by, lost 7 inches in his first go there. Now you're saying, Chad, how did it lose inches? It's simple. It melts away. You go in there, you relax. Ladies, men, this is great. You get frustrated, right? You got those love handles. You can't get rid of them no matter how much you try to eat better and you do all the crunches. It doesn't matter. This is going to help you. Contours incredible. In fact, $99, your first treatment, guaranteed to lose 2 inches or you don't pay. What are you waiting for? Get over to Contours. It's incredible. You will love it. And like I said, very, very relaxing. So you're going to fall asleep and it's going to melt away. Your shirts will fit better. You'll feel better and you'll look better as well. Call them today, 615-236-9960, 615-236-9960, or online at contoursllc.com. Oh, baby. People can find any reason to make something ridiculous. So, American, apparel or whatever they're called, American Eagle, they come out with this new line of jeans, I guess, that's for very pretty women. Although somebody said, she's very basic. I'm like, well, you know what? No. Maybe. I've seen some other pictures. She's not as basic as I think people realize. So Sydney Sweeney, kind of a big actress, little seductive, got some curves. She does these, and there's a bunch of 15-second commercials everywhere. And they sound like this.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
So, jeans. Now, actual jeans, but not to be confused with what? Jeans. See? One's jeans and the other's jeans. One's the kind of jeans that mom and dad have. The other's the kind you buy at American Eagle. By the way, if you want to know what an eagle sounds like, this is not it. That is a hawk. An eagle sounds like this. It's not very cool.
Kind of annoying.
Kind of very annoying. So people start taking, of course, and we know what kind of people. What kind of people do you think take to? Is it guys? Do you think it's guys that take to the old internet to go, that's horrible? No, they don't. It is women, and they're angry. They're angry at her because she, of course, talking about the kind of jeans that makes you a Nazi. I'm not lying.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good jeans. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
Oh, my goodness.
Those are, by the way, she goes about $2 and about 4.2. Jeans that's not Nazi propaganda. Okay, this isn't Hugo Boss. They're like, we make the best jeans in the whole world. Back, if you guys know Hugo Boss is still big, but at one time they liked to design uniforms, if you will. She's not done there. So you got the old, Sydney Sweeney's like, I can't do just one, right? Like, I've got to do others. And so she does this one too, which is really nice.
My body's composition is determined by my genes. Hey, eyes up here.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
And the eyes up there because she only has one button in between her bosoms, if you will. Yeah, that's a good look. It is.
She's going to catch a cold.
She is. So then other haters take to it because you got to hate, right? Because haters are going to do what, kids? They're going to hate because that's what they do. This person is super hateful.
They're literally saying the quiet part out loud, but was it ever truly quiet when you're wearing dumbass merch like this? I mean, really, make America great again. When was America ever great? Their definition of greatness was when this country was full of white supremacists and that slavery still existed. And now we have this interesting ad with a play on words where we pass on blue genes to those genetically with blue eyes. And let me just guess that they're going to market that these jeans are made out of 100% cotton. Heaven forbid that there's any poly blend or any mixture of other fabrics, because we will totally wrap them all up and incinerate them like we incinerated $10 million worth of contraceptives overseas and 56,000 tons of food. But there's always an exception of the mixture of different fabrics with 100% cotton, and that's when the 100% cotton is being picked by people of color.
What? How did you get there? How do you get to that point where you believe that crap? But people do. And they're all upset and they're all angry over the fact that somebody who, by the way, again, it's the same people. It is never anybody as kind of hot as her. It's always somebody else talking about how horrible she is. This is the mindset of the wackadoos online and this liberal, insane thing where you try to connect the dots between Sydney Sweeney, who's got jeans. She's not talking about, she didn't write the ads, okay? She just was there putting jeans on. They filmed her, and she's like, oh, my God, I'm so hot in these jeans. Look at me, how hot. And you're like, yeah, buy those jeans. That's it. She didn't go there, and she goes, hey, Belle, can you make sure that we have the little mustache for me ready? Maybe, right? Something like that.
And don't forget, we booked a tattoo artist to put a swastika on my forehead.
That's right. We need all of that. So go ahead and get it. How about one more?
Totally just talking about denim, right? Just a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman explaining how her good genes gave her personality and purity. I mean, are we really going to pretend that this isn't a little fashy-coded? Look, I'm not saying that Sydney Sweeney personally wrote this ad to revive the Third Reich, but American Eagle absolutely knew what they were doing here. You don't get to drop lines about inherited traits, blue eyes, and great genes while zooming in on somebody that could have walked straight off of a Nazi propaganda poster and expect people not to catch that reference. Good genes used to mean racial purity in fascist circles, and now it's just denim marketing. We are watching fascist aesthetics sneak back into pop culture through fashion ads, trad wife influencers, and yes, now blue jeans. If you think this was an innocent ad, you have not been paying attention.
I know how you solve this.
How? Tell me.
You wipe out all the blonde, blue-eyed people on the planet. Because that wouldn't be Nazism or eugenics.
No, it wouldn't be that at all.
I think we just stop making pants.
That's a good thing. Well,
or at least stop wearing them in protest.
Yeah. For people like her, absolutely. Maybe us, we should probably wear pants. But other people, right? You know what I'm talking about.
We should wear Spanx.
Oh, man, Spanx. I remember when I went to the convention and watching all the TV people come by. And you see them on TV, but you only ever see them from, like, the waist up. Some were walking by and I'm like, man, if there's Spanx giveaway, this whole building's going to come down. By the way, what do you think, American Eagle? They got a statement. That's what they think of that crap. So insane. Oh, my Lord. It is so insane to think that you would see something on the internet and go, oh, well, that's not very nice. And I think that has to do with Nazis and Donald Trump or whatever you want to do. And then equate the same to a woman putting jeans on. This is why you guys have no friends. This is it. This is why all of you, and by the way, all of them, they look like they sit at the that special table at the wedding. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's kind of like the hodgepodge of people. It's like there's that one-armed lady over there.
And where half the cake went?
Yeah. Oh, totally. That's that lady, 465 pounds. She's not getting in jeans. No jeans for her. You got that other lady over there, right? You know what I'm talking about? She got the mustache, but nobody wants to say anything. She thinks it looks good. You got that guy over there that does that all the time. Yeah. It's haters. And to bring it to the point where you're talking about Nazism over this, and they know what they're doing. They don't know. You guys are insane. Who do you think works for them? Do you think American Eagle is not? Oh, yeah. Do you guys know that? It's just a bunch of 65, 70, 80-year-old Germans. That's all that works for them. It's a fashion industry. That's not going to Hugo Boss.
Yeah, they demand you pay in francs for their
right.
clothes.
And
if you're a person of color or undesirable, you're not allowed to buy their product because your money's not good enough.
Not good enough here. Uns wer this. And for you, we will design this for the star. Suck. People are stupid. You guys have no friends. What's going on in Gaza? And I'm going to bring it up. It is horrific. Period. Case closed. It is nasty. It is, as a person who believes in God, as a person who believes in Jesus, I can look over there and I can compartmentalize and say, Hamas is awful. By the way, Bibi Netanyahu, this is not about Israel. They have every right to defend themselves. This is not about the people of Israel. This is not about Jews. This is about Bibi Netanyahu and what he wants. That's what this is. I can hear it in Trump's voice. He is getting tired of this. He is frustrated. And to hear Bibi come out every day, like this is a guy, like I said last week, he goes on the Nelk Boys. They give him, they being the Israelis, give the Nelk Boys the questions that he would like asked. He's not doing media back at home. He's losing a lot of the Western world because of what is happening. Because we can see it in real time. And him coming out saying, there's nothing going on over there.
There is no policy of starvation in Gaza, and there is no starvation in Gaza.
None, right? There's none. It's crazy that there's none, but the rest of the world says there is. It's crazy that I have eyes, as do most of you, that can see, and I'm looking and seeing what's going to happen, and it's always about Hamas. You're not going to eliminate Hamas by killing everybody over there and think that you're going to, you know what I mean? Because you still have the West Bank. This is just Gaza. You're not going to get rid of everybody and think that, okay, we think we got everybody, because all you're doing is creating more kids for the future who are going to be full of hate. There's got to be a better way. You hear Trump talking about it. Nothing good's coming out of here. Both sides have been bad. They had every right to defend themselves after October 7th. But at some point, when do you stand up and say, all right, well, okay, I don't want my tax dollars, as do any of you, I'm sure, going to things. It's one thing to have protection. It's one thing to protect yourself. That's one thing. It's another thing to actively lie to the American people and everybody else about what is happening over there. It is ridiculous. And this isn't going to... Ehud Barak, former prime minister, what did he come out and say? You're not going to get rid of Hamas this way. You're never going to do it. The Israeli people, by the way, are over it. Look at the protests. They're massive. They're done with him. They feel like he's more interested in prolonging it and less interested in getting the hostages. If we're honest, go look at the pictures, go look at the video. What happened on October 7th was horrible. Damn skippy you go defend yourself. But what point in time do you go from defending yourself to punishing everything? And doing it with our tax dollars. And telling everybody in America, oh, you better believe this. You better believe this. No, you can look over and go, look, you have every right to defend yourself. I don't think you should be killing women and children. I don't. Some of you do. Some of you are fine with it. I'm not. And some of you are honest going, yeah, okay, at some point in time. Because what do you think is going to happen? You think they're going to fix this tomorrow? No. Think there's ever going to be a two-state solution? Not with Bibi. Bibi's already said that. Go look at the videos of him, Oslo, all of that stuff, talking about, yeah, we put the poison pill in there. No, we don't want it. Ehud Barak has talked about it for years, that he has wanted Hamas to be kind of that pushback so he can have power. Never been interested in it. Never. And the lies about, like last week, oh, yeah, 90% of it's taken by Hamas. Really? Because America, we did our own study, and they said it was the exact opposite. So where's all the food going? Well, Hamas is taken. No. I was born at night, but not last night. We could be honest about it. It's okay. It's not about Israel. It's not about the Jews. It's not about the Israelis. It's not about the Arab Israelis. This is about Bibi and what he's doing. And like I've been saying, he also likes to get in all kinds of fights. He's one of those guys. You take him out, what's he want to do? He wants to throw down. And you're like, this is why we don't invite you places. Yes, it's important that we're allies with them. At the same time, I think we need to be honest. And if we want to get out of this, and that's what I think I love about Trump. Trump hates war. And that is awesome. Coming up, your urban word of the day. We'll also probably have a little swamp ass report, because I have a feeling it's going to be swamp assy for the next few days. If you're listening to the show, Shaman, you grab the podcast, Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. All right, guys. I'll talk to you about my friends over at Webroot. Now, you don't know what Webroot is. They're an amazing company that does everything from antivirus, web protection, identity protection, VPN, and backup. Their essentials are amazing. Okay, so you can protect up to 5 devices, real-time antivirus, firewall and network monitoring, fast scans, minimal system impact, web threat shield, just to name a few things. They've got VPN for 5 to 10 devices. It is incredible, and you save big. If you've ever had issues where you've been hacked, if you've ever had issues where you've had, malware, let Webroot knock it down for you, and it is totally affordable. And right now, you're going to get 50% off total protection from Webroot. So this is what I want you to do. They have Webroot Total Protection or Webroot Essentials. All you have to do is go to webroot.com. That's webroot.com/Chad. Remember, it's only available there. Webroot.com/Chad. Webroot.com/Chad. Live a better digital life with Webroot.
Police in Reno, Nevada say they arrived and found victims and a suspect. And then there was an officer-involved shooting at a casino resort. We've got that story and more coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It's that portion of the day we help teach you how to speak to the youngsters, right? So the youngsters being, the millennials, Gen Z, the alpha, they'll say stuff and you'll go, I have no idea what you just said. They'll have a phrase, a word. You're like, what? We want to make sure whether it's your kids, your grandkids, maybe even people you work with, or you even hear it on the television, that you know exactly what's going on. We call this our urban word of the day.
Now it's time for the urban word of the day. The young have a vocabulary all their own, and we break it down for you. It's called the urban word of the day.
All right, today's urban word. Now, again, they're words, they're phrases, whatever they may be. But these are things that the youngsters are using. I've heard it. Let them eat. Ooh, let them eat.
I'll go for that.
So not what we're thinking.
Oh.
You and I are like, yeah, sounds good. What are you guys eating? No, so let's say somebody is on a rant. They're doing something amazing. They're rocking and rolling. They could be playing sports. You could see a pro.
Football.
Yeah, football could be doing something. And you know what? Let them eat, right? Just keep feeding them the ball. Let them eat. Somebody at work, right? Youngster may be doing something really good, and you want to help them. Haven't asked for help, but you want to. And then somebody comes over and goes, you know what? Just let them eat. Let them eat. Let them do their thing because they're doing it well. Let them eat. Your urban word of the day.
That was the urban word of the day. Now you know.
It's always nice to know. It is, because you don't want to not know. Now you're going to hear that, and you're going to go, hey, Chad, thanks so much. I heard that. My kid said it, and we really appreciate that. A lot of stuff still to get to. Some of you chiming in about Israel. And remember, this is about Bibi. I want to point that out. So many other people. It's not about Hamas is awful. And by the way, they've known forever and a day where the leaders of Hamas were. They were in Qatar. There's a lot that goes on people don't pay attention to because Hamas is bad. We know Hamas is bad. They're awful. You're not going to eliminate an ideology that continues to get new recruits every day because you slaughter their family. You do that, as Trump has talked about, through giving people opportunities to get out of the hell they're in. But Bibi is a wartime prime minister. And with all the hell that he's going through outside of this, Israel is not happy. The Israelis are exhausted. It's not just me. Nobody in my industry will say it because they're all terrified. I get yelled at all the time by AIPAC and them. They yell at me all the time. It's not about Israel. It's not about you're an anti-Semite. No, I'm not. They have every right to protect themselves. They have every right. But at what point in time do you become the monster that you say you're fighting? It's a fair question. Because watching little kids die, no. Not going to do it. I don't think we should. And I don't think America should be a party to that. Talk a bit about that. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. The Democrats are awful at pretty much just everything. And that is hilarious. We'll talk a little bit about that. A bunch of other stuff coming up next hour. Check us out across all of our social media, including Rumble, 99.7 WTN. Go there and check it out. It is the Chad Benson Show.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Right now in Reno, Nevada, it's not yet clear what motivated the shooting in the valet area of Grand Sierra Resort and Casino in Reno. It was around 7:25 in the morning there when an active shooter was reported today. Police arrived and found victims and a suspect, and then there was an officer-involved shooting. An alleged shooter was arrested. Reno Police Chief Catherine Nance.
Several victims of gunshot wounds. Officers then located several victims of gunshot wounds.
Yeah, while she won't talk about deaths, a Reno City firefighters and paramedics did everything possible to save lives, but 2 children died in a house fire in Hermitage. Here's Channel 4's Joylyn Bukovac, who says that call went out after 4 o'clock this morning.
A mother outside told them her 2 other children were still trapped inside.
The smoke and flames are moving pretty rapidly at this point. That mother was unable to go back into the home, which we don't advise, but she had gotten herself and 1 other child out of the home at that time.
Firefighters then went inside the home and found the 2 children upstairs, then rushed them outside to medics. But the damage from the heat
it, and you can't fake that. So we're going to be even more involved. We did some airlifts before, some airdrops, and the people are running for it. And the Prime Minister is going to help us. They're very effective with that. You've done that before. And
Trump announced the U.S. would establish what he calls food centers in Gaza. He emphasized that these centers would operate without fences or boundaries, allowing free access for people needing help. And turning to sports, Deion Sanders, known as Coach Prime and current coach of the University of Colorado Buffaloes football team, says he's been battling cancer.
Wearing his signature white cowboy hat and denim overalls with emotion, Deion Sanders announced he has been battling an aggressive form of bladder cancer. He had his bladder removed, and his doctor sitting next to him says he is now cured. Sanders thanking God for being alive.
You have no idea how good God has been for me to be here.
He was caught during an annual exam. He's calling on everybody to get checked out. He said as a result of his surgery, there will be a porta potty for him on the sidelines at football games this season. Alex Stone, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
My goodness me, 171 million people could potentially have swamp ass. Was not aware of that, Ken?
Yeah, that's a whole bunch of swamp ass out there. And I don't know if you boys are looking at it, but our meter is in the red.
No.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
Nashville, Tennessee, right now, the actual temperature, 95.
Oh.
National Weather Service says the heat index, 105.
Oh, let's find out.
Now it's time for the Swamp Ass News Report with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver.
Stock up on the frozen peas.
Get yourself some gold bonds.
You're going to need them downstairs because swamp ass is in full effect, folks.
I'm looking at like the record high from Florida all the way up the southeast, all the way up almost to Maine. Nothing but 95 and hundreds with the feels like well into the hundreds.
Yes, sir.
That's insane. What is it? Jacksonville feels like 112?
Yes.
Ooh.
Memphis today could feel like 120.
Oh, how's that, huh? That's nice, guys.
Especially in humidity.
That is. Look at that.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
Yummy. That is gross.
Actually, I don't like that.
And it's not just here, by the way. I was talking to my buddies yesterday in Arizona because every year at this time, idiots, I don't know where they're from, but they find them. They said, hey, we should climb Camelback Mountain because it's nice.
Yeah.
And they go outside, and it was 120 the day before, and it's 100 now. And they think this feels cool.
Oh.
And what do? They take a thimble of water and then realize, oh, my God, my skills cannot do this. And then somebody's got to rescue their dumbass.
Yep.
Always. And it's usually some German tourists. One's crazy. Walking outside. I took my walking stick, but someone had to save me.
But it's swamp ass.
Oh, that is a lot of swamp ass. Goodness me. Alligator Alcatraz. Woo! Look at that. We're going to fly it in, kids. It is gross, though. Like...
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, I went out this morning, walked the dogs at like 7 in the morning, and I opened the door and I said, oh, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like super gross.
It's like getting hit in the face when you open the door to a sauna.
Yeah. I remember the first time I went to Florida in the summer because my family was like, we should go to Disney World. I'm like, you're right. We live across the street from Disneyland, but let's fly across the country, go to the same damn place.
Yeah.
So that wasn't very smart, but they want to do Epcot Center and all that stuff. So, but my family, of course, got a deal the last week of August. Solid deal right there, kids. Have you seen the movie Cool Runnings? When the guys from Jamaica, they're going to go do the bobsled, and they've never been in the cold before, and they open up the door, and they're all just standing there frozen. I was the exact opposite. I'd never been in Florida humidity before, and the door opened, and I thought, oh, my
You just start
God.
melting.
I just told my mom, oh, you guys can find me here in 10 days. I'll be right here in the airport. I'm never leaving. This is gross. Who lives here?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So now what's it look like this week? Because we're going to have gross most of the week, right?
Well, let's look it up here, Brother Chad. Looks like today, we do have a 30% chance of what could be some relieving showers and thunderstorms, but, that's going to be few and far between. Actual high today, 97 expected in Nashville with the heat index values as high as 110. Then tomorrow, 98 for the actual high. Heat index 113. Now, a 50-50 chance for cooling showers and thunderstorms Wednesday afternoon when the high could be 98. No mention of the heat index right now because they're probably trying to wait to see how widespread these showers and thunderstorms are. But as of right now, Wednesday, there's a 50-50 chance.
Just nasty. Best way to describe it, nasty, gross, lots of peas frozen.
Yes, down the pants.
To the nether regions. And if that ain't working, make sure you put on powder everywhere.
Yeah.
Make it look like you were at Pablo Escobar's house for a party.
Yeah.
You're going to need that.
And don't forget the right guard.
That's right. You just put those things on there where you strap them on, and then every couple minutes, just do a twist. So
right guard.
I did I was telling, last week, Belle, I put on powder because I was walking to work. I'm going to powder myself up. My wife comes in. It's all over. I look like I was hanging out with Pablo Escobar. I can't believe it.
What, did you spill it accidentally?
Yeah, because I had it all over. I'm trying to get it all because it was so nasty. And I knew I was walking to work. I'm gonna have to take clothes.
She walks in and she's like, "I thought you were a teetotaler."
Yeah, no, different kind of things. It was just,
Brother Chad.
Yeah,
just get you a Speedo, dude.
I'm gonna
Speedo and some boots and come on into work.
It's about time, man. I think I'm gonna have to. Scuba gear.
Yeah,
no, Speedo and flip flops.
Oh yeah, I got flip flops. You know what's funny? I wear flip flops all the time, but I won't like on a long walk. Any kind of walk, like I wear them around the house, and I'll wear them like if I just got to run up to across the street to get something to eat. But I don't know if I want to wear them to work. I'm not sure. I might have to start doing that. I'm at the point. I'm a block away, and I'm like, I walked in the snow, no big deal. because you can escape the cold.
Yes, sir.
Put on a jacket, put on a hat, no problem. Snowing, I'm walking, I got no problem. I get here to work today, I'm drenched. It looks like I walked through, a car wash. Gross. Absolutely gross. But sounds like we're going to have this for a while, so be prepared, kids. This isn't going anywhere.
You need to get the company to provide you limo service from your apartment to the station.
You think they will? I don't think they will. I'm
You never know,
surprised. I'm just stoked my key card works all the time. I get in here.
Me too, to be honest.
Yeah, I think all of us are. Ken, how did you cope with no air conditioning?
Just got to get mentally prepared, man. Just got to.
Do you psych yourself up?
No. I just, it is what it is. And fortunately, we have a lot of fans, because my family is a family. We got to have white noise to sleep. So we've got fans going constantly. And so for 2 days there, man, we had the ceiling fans and the portable fans going full blast.
Oh.
And then, like I said, fortunately, we had some thunderstorms that came through that cooled things off.
Cool running.
But all the fans are doing is moving the hot air around.
But you're getting a little bit of something.
Yeah, you would rather that air moving around than just sitting there.
Ken, what I would like to have seen you do is go buy one of those plastic pools and you just sit in it. With just sitting it with a beer.
Oh, I'll do that right. I'll do that with air conditioning working.
Oh, that's good. That's a solid move right there. Oh my goodness, just gross out there. People, be prepared for it to be gross all week. I just want to tell you that right now.
Friday's the day, boys.
Friday's
Looks like
the day.
the high on Friday expected to only reach 88.
Ooh wee.
And that's a huge difference in what we're feeling right now.
And see, that's what you never got when I was in Arizona. I never got that day where it was 120, the next day it was 85.
Right.
You just never got that. But today, so be prepared. You guys have been warned, okay? And if you're working outside, I'm going to say this, not just working outside. If you have a neighbor that's elderly, go check on them, okay? Go check on them because a lot of times, as we all know with the elderly, sometimes they forget to do stuff. They don't turn their air on because they're worried about money and stuff. Go see what you can offer them. And if they don't have their air on because they're worried about it, invite them over to your house. Serious. Because, was it Dallas? There was somebody died yesterday in Dallas. Somebody was only like 60 years old. They didn't want to use their air. We got to be smart about it. And it's nice, right? Your neighbor. Just do that. Did you see that plane in Denver abort the takeoff?
I heard about it. I didn't see it, though.
So they take off. They're getting ready to take off. So they're zipping down the runway. And like a hilarious cartoon, somebody's filming outside. And you see one of the wheels just take off. Just starts rolling over the runway onto the next runway. And things caught fire. Then things went south. But we warn you here on the Chad Benson Show, somebody always gets hurt on the slide. The only person to go to the hospital, because there was a fire, somebody went down the slide and fell off.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got to be careful on those slides. I saw a couple of people, I guess they thought they were going to land on their feet, and they did not. They kind of rolled off of that slide.
Yeah.
When they got to the bottom of it.
And there's somebody filming these people coming down the slide. So they're flying down the slide. And one guy has his kid in one arm and a giant suitcase in the other arm. And they both crash. And the lady before that, she eats it. She's face first. As if nobody's ever been on a slide. I've never done this before. You remember that guy, was it several years ago, that quit? And then he did the slide, and that was his quitting thing where he threw a fit? Oh, that was great. Like, if you're going to go out, he got in serious trouble because it was like a federal offense. But it was kind of a cool way to go. No doubt about that. Taking some of your text. A lot of you still chiming in about the Hamas stuff, and we're going to get to more of it later. Again, this has nothing to do with Israel and the Israelis. And by the way, I found out I was Jewish a few years ago. I was like, yeah, taking some of the high holidays off. It says nothing, not all of them, just a few. I'm Jew-ish. I was late in the game.
You're Jew-ish.
Ish. The big ish. Little J, kind of a big-ish, but I found out way late in the game. That being said, we should have conversations. We don't have conversations in this country. We should be honest with one another about this stuff. You can support Israel. You can support the Jewish people. You can support them without going, hey, I don't know if I want all of my money going over here. Because as I said earlier, we were talking about earlier, Ken and I and Bell, they may pull the trigger, but our names are all over the bullets and the ammo. And we need to have, Trump's out there because he recognizes how bad this is. And Bibi's out here telling everybody it's all a lie. It's all a lie. It's not. You could see it. There's videos everywhere. Go look at what Gaza looked like before and after. And yes, Hamas is awful and evil. They don't wear uniforms. You could be Hamas one day, and the next day, you're just a regular guy. It's like the Taliban. There was a season there's a planting season in Afghanistan, and then there's a fighting season. So these guys would go and they would plant because a lot of times some of the poppies that were very popular amongst the CIA, and but they plant, and then there's time they come down and fight. That's a tough thing to fight against. Hamas could be anybody. But it's not the 7-year-old child that weighs 19 pounds. And why it's important is because the more that Bibi and it pushes Israel into this, the less support he's getting from people he would normally have support from. And he's not getting that now. And this has nothing to do with, and I'm not talking about the wackadoos on college campuses. I'm talking about many people who I know who are big supporters of Israel, but have said, hey, this is a bridge too far. At some point in time, this isn't going to work. Talk a little bit more about that. We got more on what is going on in Reno, and I'm looking at that guy that stabbed all those people. Man, in Michigan, he does not look well. You're right.
The guy with the ponytail was holding a gun on him, too, and he still wouldn't drop the knife.
Yeah, that guy is a former Marine.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. In Florida, they would have just shot him. People are like, well, it's in Florida. That's what happens there.
Stand your ground.
He did not, and the cops finally came and got him. He stabbed 11 people. Talk a little bit more about that, a bunch of other stuff to get to, including the Dems. The flailing of the Dems is spectacular. It really is. And they continue to do the worst thing that you could possibly do every time. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Bullwork Capital wants to talk to you about getting a second opinion for free when it comes to your retirement and your investments. How about a DOR, as they like to call it, Department of Retirement Efficiency? Wouldn't you love to know what's going on in your retirement, really have an understanding, a snapshot, and somebody give you a second opinion saying, hey, you know what? Where you want to go, you're probably not going to get there with this. This may be how you have to do it. Here's the great thing about Bullwork. They want to talk to you, give you a second opinion for free. Their goal, to show you how they lower risk, lower costs, give you the most upside potential. It's free, takes an hour or so. They go through everything with you. Worst case scenario is you part as friends and you learned a little something. Call them today, 866-779-RISK, 866-779-RISK, or go to knowyourriskpodcast.com to schedule your free Know Your Risk portfolio review. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com for Bullwork Capital. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance, not guarantee future results. Trek 25217.
Reports say 2 people killed and at least 3 others hospitalized after an active shooter at a resort casino in Reno. 2 young children have died in a house fire here in Middle Tennessee, and President Trump says the U.S. is going to get more involved in the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. These stories are more at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Good. I'm glad. Somebody needs to step up here. And some of you mad. And I said today, my Nashville show, I don't care. As a Christian, as a person who believes in God, I look over there. Hamas is awful and horrible. But at this point in time, what are we doing? What are we doing? And what could we do better? If you think you're going to kill everybody and kill your way out of this, you're not. And so much of this is also about Israel. Because our media kind of sold out. Go look at independent media that's not in the bag for Israel. Go look at them and find out, even now our media is kind of forced to go, well, maybe there's some bad things happening there. Why? Because some of their people who are embedded over there are going, I haven't ate for a week. We're struggling. That's not a good look for Israel. We need Israel. They're an ally. We're close, strong in the region. What Israel has and like-mindedness and the freedoms and the values that we share with them, it's important that they maintain their strength and, yes, their moral high ground. But when you're seeing, unlike, everybody talks about atrocities and genocide, go and look at how many people have died over there. Go and look what it looks like now. I've said for months, you're just now taking big rocks, blowing them up, and making little rocks. We should have some humanity. That's, Ken said something earlier. He said, that's not who we are. It's not who we are. Beauty of America is that's not who we are. We have the strength. We have the might. But the touch that we need in this situation is what I think Trump wants. Trump knows this is not good. But Bibi, this is his jam. He's always wanted this. And then you go and look inside the party that he's in and what they would like to see happen, which is probably, relocate 2-3 million, and they want us to do it? So just you guys take all the land and we'll throw everybody to wherever? How do you think that's going to go? What's that going to cost us in billions or trillions of dollars to help pay for that? And the displacing. And what's next? We want Israel to be strong. They are. At the same time, we want them to be admired. And some people just never will because they're Jewish. Right? Some people but now you've got, and here's the other thing, a younger generation of MAGA supporters. They don't like this. Charlie Kirk did a thing, and I'll play some of it later, with a whole bunch of young MAGA supporters, young, 20-somethings who are like, this isn't America first. This isn't right. The older generation, when you look at the polls, they're pro-Israel. But a younger generation isn't as much. And they look at humanity in a much different way. And they look at what's going on. They're looking and saying, is this really America first? Sending billions of dollars over there. And billions of dollars of killing machines with our names on it. No, I don't think it is. And you're not going to kill your way out of this. Just isn't going to happen. Because every time you go and you kill half of a family and you leave 2 or 3 little kids, what do you think is going to happen with those kids when they grow up? Do you think they're going to be pals of Israel? No. Trust me, the rest of the region wants Hamas gone too, outside of Qatar. They were fine hosting them. And Israel knew where the leaders were for years. So if you don't know that's where the leaders truly were, with their billions of dollars hanging out in hotels, living there. So we can show our humanity and strength, which helps Israel as well. Absolutely. Because we don't want them to be a pariah. Remember, they're the only democracy in that region. And we need them strong because we're like-minded in our freedoms. We're like-minded in so many things. And that's why we need them. Coming up, Democrats, not doing well. They have a brand problem. They have a marketing problem. They have a lot of problems, which is great, right? If you're a Republican, you got to love every second of this because even if you're not doing well, just know that the Democrats are doing so much worse. We'll talk about that straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Giggity.
1:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Checking the heat index right now here in Middle Tennessee. The National Weather Service says we're sitting at 105 heat index with a real temperature of 96 in Nashville. Full forecast in 5 minutes. Reports say 2 people were killed and at least 3 others hospitalized after a shooting at the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino in Reno, Nevada. This is Police Chief Catherine Nance.
Yeah, early this morning, about 7:25, we received a report of an active shooter in the Valley area, the GSR. We responded to the scene, and within 4 minutes, we had located the suspect, and an officer-involved shooting had occurred. The suspect was taken to the hospital. I don't have an update as to his status at this time, but I do know that it was an adult male that was involved. Officers then located several victims of gunshot wounds and other injured parties that they began providing first aid and medical treatment to.
Authorities have not said what the motivation was for the shooting. 2 young children have died in a house fire here in Middle Tennessee. It happened in Hermitage early this morning. Channel 4's Joylyn Bukovac.
Investigators believe the fire may have started outside here before quickly spreading to the back of the house where a mother and her 3 children were living. Nashville fire officials say the mother managed to get herself and 1 child out, but 2 other children, both just 4 years old, did not survive. The fire broke out around 4:40 Monday morning. Firefighters say that the home had a sprinkler system which helped protect the front of the house from the flames, but the back of the house is destroyed. Youth Services and the ATF plus Nashville Fire are investigating. They're using drones and canines to piece together exactly what happened here.
This was in the 2000 block of Arbor Point Way in Hermitage. President Trump says the U.S. is going to get more involved in the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, saying the U.S. will be setting up food centers to help people there. Here's Ian Pannell.
The UN's World Food Programme warning a third of the entire population of Gaza isn't eating for days on end, and that nearly 1 in 5 children under 5 in Gaza City is now acutely malnourished. Hospital wards are filling up with starving children.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Beacon Capital Management. Your retirement ready toolkit is ready. And let me tell you something. It's not just about the dollars and the cents. And can you keep your retirement going through your retirement, making sure the money's there and you don't want to outlive it. So that's where Beacon comes in. First of all, retirement's just not about the dollars and cents. There's a lot of things. Taxes. How about this? Health insurance. Oh, my goodness me. Long-term care, estate planning, all of those things. Beacon can help you. They want to be your full-service investment advisor. So here's the thing. Call them today. Get your retirement ready toolkits. No cost, no obligation, no pressure. 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303. They'll get it out to you. Now, inside of it, you're going to have a Money Enough for Life book, retirement planning checklist, and a Maximizing Retirement Income white paper. Sit down, talk with them, find out what they can do for you, whether it's one of these things or all of these things, from taxes to health to the money. They'll help you along the way. Call Beacon today, 615-488-9303, or online at AskBeaconNow.com. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Democrats suck. They do. It's not like the Republicans are doing gangbusters. They're not. It's like it's like watching a group race in a pool, and one has floaties on and can do, a little bit of a paddle, a little bit of a, doggy paddle, and the other one just sinks to the bottom. It's not like none of them are Michael Phelps. None of them are. But the left, I'm amazed at how bad are they? They're beyond bad. Their numbers are atrocious, and they're not going to get any better anytime soon. They're not. And it's hilarious because they recognize it, but here's the thing they don't recognize: what to do with it. They spent $20 million trying to figure out how to talk to men. They did an autopsy, as they say, on the last election, asking questions about what happened. You know what they didn't do? They didn't have Biden or Kamala in the autopsy of what went wrong. They have failed, and they continue to do so, and they're going to continue to do so because you know what they lack the most? Common sense.
Speaking of polling, a new Wall Street Journal poll shows Democrats getting their lowest approval number among voters in 35 years, with Republicans outperforming them by nearly 20 points. How big of a red flag should this be for Democrats a year before the midterms? And what can they do to improve their perception among voters?
It's red everywhere, Rev. And it's not just a red flag. This is a blaring red alarm that Democrats should not ignore. And I say that thinking about how angry people are, because Democrats specifically ran on a platform in 2024 about how dangerous Donald Trump is, how he would lead an authoritarian type of regime in this administration, and how he is now acting on that. And Democrats have yet to formulate an explicit, comprehensive response to someone that they identified as a threat.
You're still living in a world of Donald Trump. He's not going anywhere for 3+ years. What do you do after that? You've got a midterm next year, and you're still struggling. You don't know what to do. But what do we do? I don't know what to do. It's not hard. Both sides. I'm always amazed when you sit there and you watch. You guys ever watch a debate and think, I could go up there and do that? It ain't that hard. You guys, nobody's speaking to the people. The left is, Trump is bad. Let's see. Try this. Trump's awful. Did it work? No. All right. Try this one. Trump is really mean. Did that work? Trump. What are you doing to talk to the people? What are you doing to talk to the people? It's the beauty of how bad they are. Who's their leaders? Hakeem Jeffries? Right? Schumer? Schumer is 1,700 years old. He is so old. He's not a leader anymore. That's passed him by. That guy will not. That guy is not letting the game go. Right? Like, you want to get out before the game gets out of you. He didn't do that. He's not. He's going to stay there forever. He's going to end up dying on the floor, and he's still going to want to vote.
They're not treating him as a threat. There's these attempts to use normal tactics in politics that no longer apply to the playbook or the reality that we're experiencing. And I think it's important for Democrats to listen to this and recalibrate, even including how they treat candidates who do excite voters, who do expand the number of people engaging in elections. And of course, I'm talking about New York City mayoral candidate, the Democratic nominee, Zohran Mamdani. The fact that Democrats have not overwhelmingly endorsed his campaign and then see this type of polling, which show them down, means that they need to reset themselves, not only in responding to Donald Trump, but also in engaging younger candidates who are expanding the base and exciting the public, because that's something that they're going to need critically in 2026.
And they're afraid of that guy, because they should be. He, not a fan of the Jew. New York City, that's a little tough thing to do. He is pushing some wacky ideas. There's no doubt about that. Communists, socialists, whatever you want to call them. But you know what he is doing? He's talking to the young voter and saying to the young voter, hey, you did it right? Yeah. You went to school? Yeah. You got a fat degree. And by fat degree, I mean you got a piece of paper that's worth $100,000 debt-wise to you? Yeah. You have to live with 5 friends, even though you have 2 jobs that are supposed to be really good. Yeah. You can't afford life. Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to try to make your life better. He is following the same plan as, in many cases, Trump is. The populism. Now, he wants to go about it doing it differently, but still, he's reaching out. People are so frustrated, and they'll fumble the ball over and over again. Brand issues. That's funny. Chris Sleeza talks about the fact that the Democrats have brand issues because they do. They don't brand awareness. They have no brand awareness. They have no idea how to speak to anybody. And that's the beauty. And if the Republicans were smart, and I laugh about that because they could run away with this. They could absolutely run away. Not saying they won't mess up. And it's not like they're doing dazzling things. They leave everything to Trump. For the most part, they leave everything to Trump. Hope he can do this. Hope he does that. Sign an executive order. We can get this. We can get that. Every once in a while, we'll have to grit and bear it and try to do some stuff. But by and large, we'll just hope he does it. We'll see what happens. Things are good, great. Things aren't great, well, we'll maybe blame him. You're not doing anything yourselves.
I spend a lot of my time
talking about Donald Trump because he's the president of the United States. He's the dominant political figure in the country. And no, his policies and his presidency to date have not proved popular. His approval rating is in kind of the mid 40s. People, as I said in the Wall Street Journal poll, disapprove of how he's handling inflation, how he's handling tariffs, how he's handling immigration, how he's handling the broader economy. The problem, of course, is if you're a Democrat, is that elections are two options, right? And if the other option, meaning Democrats, is seen as not really an option by the public, that's a giant problem. I think Democrats have been feeling better lately because they look at Trump's numbers and they think, well, surely we're going to win. And you might win in 2026 just based on historical trends, the fact that Republicans control everything. People want to send a message, maybe give a little bit of control back to the other party. But do not assume, based on numbers like these, do not assume this is a vote for the Democratic Party. People have no idea really what the Democratic Party stands for. And to the extent that they think they know, they don't like it, right? So
they don't. What's to like? What is to like? Tell me something. It all sounds good. It's this or it's that, but very few of them, they're all establishment. It's a uniparty, by the way, for the most part, and everybody understands it. That's why they don't ever want a third party, because that'll ruin the flow. We don't want to ruin the flow. But what is to like? You got nothing to offer anybody. You don't. You take your marching orders for the most part from the coast. So you forget about all the Democrats in the middle of the country. Most people, by the way, little center right. And like I said, it's not like the Republicans are dazzling. But you're so bad at this. At messaging. It's not hard. What do we want? We all kind of want the same thing. Taxes a little bit lower. We want a secure border. We want to make sure that people have an opportunity to have a job and be able to live where you don't have to work 9 jobs. That, I look at like the crony capitalism that goes on in D.C. on both sides is insane. The rich get richer and they throw everybody a crumb or two. I mean, even with this big, beautiful bill, no tax on tips. Again, means tested, only goes to a certain level. That goes away in 3 years. Same thing with the Social Security thing. But the higher income wage earners, their taxes, they'll stay down. That's never sunsetting. And they still don't know how to attack it. I love America. I want America to succeed. I don't care what party anybody's involved with. The left chooses the worst ideas when it comes to culture, and they flail, as we all know. They continue to push wackadoo ideas and have old farts running everything with zero energy. I mean, Chuck Schumer, come on. It's your best. Right? Like, even the Republicans finally had to say, all right, Mitch, you need to go away. And look, that being said, as a human being, you get to a certain age, right? We're just talking about Ozzy, that the sense of mortality comes in, that you're still doing something. You think you're providing something. Yeah, but the party itself has nothing to offer. And their message is horrible. And the people that do bring any energy to the party, they don't. The establishment wants nothing to do with, because their ideas are even wackier. So Republicans, this is all in front of you. Don't screw it. I say don't screw it up. Don't. And I don't think, if the economy stays strong, we got some good trade deals. If the economy stays strong, as we've said here a million times, doesn't matter what happens with a lot of the other stuff, because we will not change jockeys mid-race. We're not going to get rid of the Republicans if there's a fear that things could get sideways. And the Republicans, a couple of my buddies who work on campaigns, they said their push is going to be, if you vote us out, all they're going to do is impeach Trump. Are you guys ready for 2 years of impeachment and investigation? Probably not. That's going to be one of the things they're going to go to. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. A lot of stuff still to get to. Having some fun. It's hot outside. Currently, it's 4,000 degrees, says Ken the Weather Wizard. It is.
No, that's the feels like.
Oh, the feels like. Yeah, somebody got mad about the feels like. Was it Matt? Was Matt texting us telling us how much he hates the feels like?
No, but he hates that.
He hates the feels like. He does. But I know what 92 feels like, and I know what 105 feels like. And I know that when I go outside, it doesn't feel like it's 92. It feels great. It feels like we're on the sun.
Do you bother putting sunblock on your tattoos?
If I'm outside for a long time, yes, I will.
Unless you're trying to roast yourself while playing golf.
Yeah, like for golf, I will. And sometimes even for golf, I'll wear those sleeves you can just put on.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get sunburned, even if I had no tattoos. But just because you do, I still get sunburned. I'm so awful. I mean, even now with the lights on me, I'm probably getting sunburned.
You're ginger.
I'm a ginger. No soul. Coming up, we'll have some fun. Big box office weekend. Is Marvel back? We'll talk about that, amongst other things. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. Raycon, best earbuds around. Wear my Raycons all the time. In fact, I got Bell's Raycons. I forgot to bring them. Mind me to bring them tomorrow. They're awesome. He's going to get the classic Raycons. They're all that in a bag of chips. So the everyday Raycons are incredible. I love them. They're the ones who came originally with the active noise cancellation and the fast charging. Classics didn't have that. These are the OGs. These do now, and they have all of the stuff, and the stuff is awesome. Fit, feel, comfort, sound quality, all of those things. Amazing. And here's the other thing. 8 hours talk time, 32 hours of battery life, and I'm going to save you 20% with free shipping. Go to buyraycon.com/Chad and grab these everyday earbuds. These are the E25 Classics. These are the original, the OG ones. They got a cool look to them that is amazing. The fit is incredible. The sound quality is second to none. Fast charging and that active noise cancellation.
Same comfort?
Same comfort.
Love that comfort on the Raycon.
The comfort's amazing. I'll tell you what. It brought Bell life. I'll tell you what right now. You got to try these. 20% off right now. Go to buyraycon.com/Chad. Buyraycon.com/Chad. All right, kids. USS. Water's nasty. It's coming out. It's raining. You're like, what's going on? Let me tell you, USS is there to help you. You don't want mold and wood rot. And at this time of the year, with all of that stuff that's out there, those little cracks, maybe some in your wall, the basement, you think, did any water get in there? Don't let it go too long, because then you're going to have true foundation problems. Next thing you know, you're like, we got to do a whole new foundation. USS is there to help. Thousands, and I'm talking thousands of customers, absolutely thrilled by what they do. When you go read what USS people say that they've worked with about how amazing they are. They're not going to sell you anything you don't need. They're not one of those kind of companies that comes out there and they're going to charge you for this, charge you for that, sell you unnecessary stuff. Nope, it's absolutely free. They're going to come out, take a look. If you need something, they'll tell you, and you know that it's right. If you have any issues, any worries about anything going on that you can't see, especially around those pipes, call USS today. 615-488-7855. 615-488-7855 or online at USSTN.com.
Active shooter at a casino in Reno. Nashville Fire Department says 2 children died despite efforts to save their lives at a house fire in Hermitage this morning. And following recent reports of graphic images of a worsening humanitarian crisis in Gaza, President Trump says the U.S. is getting more involved. Details on these stories and more at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah. So there's going to be a tunnel here, huh? Pretty excited about a tunnel.
Apparently so.
So I have to.
Where's it going to go?
It's going to go from to your house. It's going to go from the airport to your house. A lot of people think, is it going to drop me out? No, I think it's going to go downtown. So from the airport to downtown.
Tunnel.
So yeah, they're going to do the bore. I think it's the boring company. Not boring, that's really boring, as in boring through the ground. And it'll be like a channel, which will take people and deliver them from the airport to. I'm not quite sure.
A fleet of Teslas.
Yeah, that's it. So
how deep does this tunnel have to be?
I don't know. I haven't. This is the one that Elon's for years, because they've got that stupid ass choo-choo train in California that's gone like 8 feet. It cost $400 billion. He wanted to do it from San Francisco to Los Angeles, and of course, California's like, don't do that. Then I think they're going to try to do one from Vegas to L.A. And I don't think it's not that deep, but it's deep enough, right?
Well, I'm just thinking in terms of it, having to be out of the way of water pipes and underground utilities, and you don't want to screw up the base of buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's probably going deep enough, but I don't think it's going to go it's not going to be hundreds of feet deep. So, and do we know exactly? I don't know exactly where it's going, because it's going to change too. Because this thing, great plans, right? You start write them when something you can erase with, because you'll start. Oh, we're going to go this direction. You find out we can't because this or because that, or because the lawsuits come in because we don't want you over here, and you could weaken the ground because we still have a fault out here, which people don't realize. It's a big fault too. You don't want a big shake.
Well, that and there's going to be a whole lot of eminent domain used, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. And we know how good we're doing that. Right?
Yeah.
The eminent domain. So this will be cool. I'm excited about it, but how long is it going to take? All of that stuff. Just like, this is, to me, is going to be interesting to see exactly where it starts, where it finishes. Are you going to have, because the thought is if you're going from, B&A to downtown somewhere, you're going to have giant parking garages where you park your car and then zip over to the airport.
Matt just texted me and said it'd be 30 to 50 feet underground.
Okay. 3,000 feet, somebody said. Yeah, 30 feet. That's 30 to 50 is what they're saying. Do we know the route, Matt? We'll have to ask him when he gets here. Not quite sure what the route is going to be.
It's going to be 20,000 leagues under the Cumberland River.
And it's going to be called the Nautilus.
Boy, that's not a ripoff at all, is it?
That would be great. And the outside, they have fake, fake fish and everything. That's how deep you are.
It'd just be plastic fish.
Oh, that would be so awesome. Yeah. That'd be something he might do. He goes, that sounds like a great idea. When I took the channel, so I remember when they built the channel, and if you don't know what the channel is, so you can go from London and you take a train to the coast, and then it goes underneath the ocean. It goes across to the continent, as we call it. So you could go over to Paris, or you can go to Belgium, and some of these places. People used to think when you got underground, like you were going to be in a tube in the ocean, and you'd be able to see fish and stuff.
Yeah, we don't need any supporting walls.
People are so stupid.
So how long does it take to get from London to the coast of France through the channel?
Not that the trip to the coast is longer than once you get to the ocean. You're there because not that far.
It was an hour.
Yeah.
Right.
But once you get to the coast, though, because it takes a while to traverse through stuff, and then you get there and boom, and you take off. But it's cool. I mean, it's a couple hours total, a little bit more than that, but it's neat. You do it once or twice, it's neat. But otherwise, you get on an airplane, fly.
Do you have to take your shoes off before you can get on
You do not.
Okay.
You don't have to do that. They're not like us. Speaking of that, got some airplane stories next hour. I don't know if you saw that guy on Ryanair, which is Britain's version of Spirit. But he lost his mind, and some of y'all bows put him on the ground. Talk a little bit about that. Hour number 3, the Chad Benson Show, straight ahead. Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 997.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes, and let's get to that active shooter at a casino in Reno, Nevada story today.
It's not clear yet what motivated the shooting in the valet area of the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino in Reno. It was around 7:25 in the morning when an active shooter was reported. Police arrived and found victims and a suspect. There was an officer-involved shooting. An alleged shooter was arrested. Reno Police Chief Catherine Nance.
Officers then located several victims of gunshot wounds.
And while the chief won't talk about deaths, a Reno City Councilman says in a statement that lives were lost in the shooting. Alex Stone, EBC News.
Now, it has come out that at least 2 people were killed and as many as 4 others hospitalized. One of those could be the shooter because they did rush the shooter to the hospital, too. Here in Middle Tennessee, Nashville Fire Department spokesperson Kendra Loney says 2 children died despite efforts by firefighters and paramedics at a house fire in Hermitage this morning.
The smoke and flames are moving pretty rapidly at this point. That mother was unable to go back into the home, which we don't advise, but she had gotten herself and 1 other child out of the home at that time.
Yeah, it was just the mother and her 3 children in the home when the fire broke out. It spread from a deck to the home around 4:45 this morning. Following recent reports of graphic images of a worsening humanitarian crisis in Gaza, President Trump has indicated the United States will become more involved in providing humanitarian aid to the region. Ian Panels at the Foreign Desk in London.
For weeks now, malnourished children have been struggling for life, gaunt and frail. British surgeon Dr. Nick Maynard recently returned from volunteering in Gaza.
In the early part of my stay there, 4 premature newborn babies died entirely of malnutrition because they were premature. Their mothers were so malnourished themselves they couldn't breastfeed.
The Israeli government insisting claims of starvation are a Hamas lie, even though multiple aid agencies say the same thing.
And in a meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, President Trump announced the U.S. would establish what he calls food centers in Gaza. He emphasized these centers would operate without fences or boundaries, allowing free access for people seeking assistance. The search is on in and around New Orleans today after an inmate was mistakenly released from prison. The same prison where 10 inmates escaped earlier this year, and one of those inmates still on the run. And baseball and football legend Deion Sanders says he's been battling an aggressive form of bladder cancer, had his bladder removed. Sanders says he wants his cancer to be a catalyst for Americans to get checked out, to go to their annual exams, as he did when it was found.
It's real. Everybody in this room, I guarantee you, have been affected by that C word somewhere in your life. Some parent, some friend, some loved one.
Coach Prime says he lost 25 pounds while battling the cancer and says he has a road to full recovery, but that his doctors have determined he is cured. He is thanking God for being alive. Sanders says he's strong and ready for the football season. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Thunder struck indeed on this Monday. Actually, I don't even think we have any thunder out there right now. It's just hot. Is this what they would call a heat dome? I feel like it's a heat dome.
Swamp-ass heat dome.
Like a swamp-ass heat dome. It's like a heat dome. Heat dome. 171 million people facing the heat and the hell. A lot of you chiming in about the, are you people excited about the Chunnelly thing? The tunnel or not? And they don't know the path. They don't know the route. It's going to be 30 to 50 feet. That's what Matt told Bell.
30 to 50 feet underground.
Underground. I thought we were supposed to have monorails. I was told that by Disney.
Flying cars.
Yeah, the flying cars. You know what I think? We could have flying cars. Here's the thing. Let's be honest. Have you met people? Have you seen the way we drive? Do you really want people above you flying cars? Because it looks fun on the Jetsons, but no.
Yeah, the Jetsons never showed you any of those, mechanical errors that caused them to fall out of the sky or anything
Never,
like that.
Ever did. There was never a crash. None of that stuff. So if you think
they had crashes, but they would stay floating in the air.
Floating. It wasn't anything. It wasn't. There wasn't fiery crashes. It wasn't they smashed into each other. Things caught fire. They went off into a building. They landed on people. That didn't happen.
Maddie is saying that Murfreesboro Pike is the expected route.
Okay. Somebody said, well, you keep going down that distance, you're going to start to find out what sinkholes look like. Oh, that would be horrible. We don't want sinkholes. No, we don't.
No, or quicksand.
No, which we all know. Quicksand is the worst. It is the worst. It is the most dangerous thing from the 70s and 80s.
So
more people die from quicksand in any given year than they die from death.
That's right.
Took out the woolly mammoths.
Took them straight out. That and the tar fields.
Yeah, the tar fields.
That's horrible, too. Don't fall into that. Tell you that right now. Hey, did you guys see have you seen the trailer for Spinal Tap 2?
Yes. Hilarious.
I have not.
So Spinal Tap 2 is coming out.
These
it is
go
hilarious.
to infinity.
Yeah. It is the part where in the middle of the thing when they're getting ready to do their reunion concert, the guy looks at him and goes, it would be super legendary and really help you guys if one or two of you could die.
During the show. Or at least one of you go in a coma. Then Michael Keaton goes, well, what about a coma? And he goes, now that's thinking outside the proverbial box.
Yeah, there you go. See?
So all the actors are still alive, right?
Everybody's
the original
coming back.
cast.
The entire cast is coming back, including Meathead.
They try to recruit Questlove as their drummer, and he's like, "Nah, I don't want to die."
Yeah. That is so, because what they said, how many guys have you had drummers? 11, 12. 11. So it looks, sometimes you see stuff come back, because I know this weekend, Happy Gilmore 2 came out. I don't know how it is. I think it's on Netflix. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a Netflix.
And people are like, it's stupid, but if you like Adam Sandler, you'll like it, which is fine.
If you like the first one, you probably like the second one.
Yeah, you know what you're getting. And I said, okay. But sometimes stuff comes back and you're like, this doesn't look like, it looks like this is going to be funny. Because it's Christopher Guest. And he does stuff in the right way.
And Reiner, despite the fact that he's a fruitcake liberal, is a good movie director. And he did the original, and he's back for this one.
Yeah, Meathead. This will be interesting. This will be very interesting to see. I don't know if you guys saw this the other day. So Ryanair, which is the budget airline in England, and I mean budgety, like super budget. They were flying from Luton, which has some serious problems with radical Islam, and there's a lot of issues. They were flying up to Glasgow when a guy in the middle of the plane decided to stand up and, start doing what you don't do on an airplane anywhere in the world, screaming, Allah Akbar, I've got a bomb.
Going to bomb the blood! Dead to America! Dead to Trump! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Oh my God! Sit down. Don't move.
The guy that took him down, he's like, sit down, mate, and you don't move. Because I was on my way from Glasgow to Ibiza. I'm going to hook up with my friends. We're going to have a wicked fun time. We're going to get drunk, probably start a fight out in Ibiza, but it'll be all right. Now, you've messed it up.
What was he screaming? Allah Akbar?
Allah Akbar. I've got a bomb. Death to America. Right. Like, by the way, America's not on the Ryan Express there.
Yeah, death to America by virtue of England.
Yeah. They're what? Right? Yeah. Death to England, death to America. They whooped on us. They took him down too. And we as a human being do have this. The movie Airplane was right. Once they slapped that person once, everybody got in line to do it. Just putting that there. Who does that? He had no bomb, by the way. He was just pissed and angry and nuts, and they whooped up on his ass. But I'm always curious about the death to America, because death to America it's a chant that they say they don't even understand. First of all, it's not happening. The fact that we lived this long, most democracies, they got about 200 years in them. We're doing all right. We are. We're doing all right. The other side of it is, it just isn't going to happen. The one thing about all the other democracies is how big we've gotten, how strong we've gotten, and the only issue that could tear us apart is us. But the screaming death to America and death to England, it felt like that guy was screaming anything he could think about to death. Why? Who knows? Well, you're going to Glasgow. And you didn't even have a bomb. What did you think was going to happen? I don't know. But at 28,000, first of all, you're already on Ryanair. So I'm just going to point, or whatever cheap airline it was again. I think it was Ryan. You're already on it, so you're kind of at that point where you're like, you know what? It's a 50-50 anyways. So what do I have to lose? We'll go for it. That's why we're never going to have anybody take our airplanes over again. We just won't. Because that's happened, and we learned from it. And, hell, they couldn't even take it over that day, the final airplane, because everybody had found out through the magic of phones and whatnot that, no, that they crashed these things. So that was never going to happen. That's never going to happen again. And it wasn't happening there. Do you remember, though, we're old enough, guys. You remember the 70s, the 60s, 70s, and 80s? That was a hijacking all the time in the Middle East and parts of Europe.
But they always wanted to go somewhere and had demands.
Yeah, they always did. It was always about the Jews. Always about the Jews. That's why if you've ever flown LL, which is or El Al, whatever it is, I always screwed up, the Israeli airline.
Yeah.
Get there early. And by early, I mean 5-6 hours. Be prepared to be asked every question about every human being you've ever met ever before. Because
they don't screw around.
They don't. They recognize issues. They do. They recognize.
I mean, long before 9/11, they had soldiers walking through the airports with M16s.
The first time I went to Europe, I come from America, and I was 11. I'd shot in guns before. You get to the airports there, though, and they're fully loaded. I mean, it's the police don't have guns, but everybody in the airport, they got long rifles. And it looks like a mini war. And it was so weird that there was, it was kind of a shock. Because you didn't see that. Our cops didn't carry it. They carried them, but you never saw that. And that was and Orly Airport, when I was there, we were flying back from France to America. Somebody left a bag unattended, and it was actually, I think it was a congressman on accident. They detonated it. They did the little bomb thingy and detonated it. Because they tell you got about 10 minutes. Otherwise, we're blowing your bag up. Because they don't know. Now, things are a little bit different than they once were. They're a little bit smarter, but man, they were definitely loaded for it. They did not mess. I can't hear you. You got to push the button. That comes on.
What'd they end up blowing up? His toiletries?
Yeah, probably something like that. It's all the gifts for his grandkids or whatever. But you could hear it because we're all standing in line, and they're kind of roping everybody off and moving everybody, but they're not panicking people. And then it was boom, and it was, there was nothing. We can get all back to where we were. just weird.
And they're much more serious about it. You know, if an unattended bag was found in a Nashville airport, the cops would go and basically confiscate it.
Well, you also have to remember, too, we have TSA, and they're crack. They're on it all the time.
They're on crack.
They're so good. Like, have you ever seen TSA when they fly into action? Just fly.
They finally start to look like they're moving. I'm sorry. If you work for the TSA, it's just reality.
We're not trying to be mean to the TSA. I'm just saying. We got an Archie Bunker thing. Archie Bunker's solution to stop the hijacking of planes was to arm all of the passengers. Yeah. Yeah. El Al's been hijacked once, 1960. Remember when they went to Entebbe?
Oh, yeah.
That's where BB's brother was killed. BB's brother was the only casualty, and he died there. BB's a bad man.
They pulled that off.
They had the limousine. If you guys don't know, what they did was amazing. They had the limousine, just like Idi Amin. They backed it out. They had it painted, the whole 9 yards. It was spectacular. It was spectacular. Israel, we've talked about them today. They're no joke.
Not just what they did, but how quickly they put the plan together and executed it.
Yeah. So it's
and did they get all the hostages out safely?
I think everybody did get out. I think the only person that died was Bibi Netanyahu's brother.
Yeah.
So I think he was the only one. It was amazing, man, and that pissed Idi off so much because he was embarrassing. And he was a whack.
Yeah, he made him look like a fool.
Yeah, he was a whack. Remember, he'd go in there and he was like trying to make them all, hey, we should all be friends and stuff. Ooh. Nuts. Coming up, a little bit more about Israel. Also on, I think it was Friday, Tucker Carlson had on Anna Kasparian. Very nice. It was interesting because she's pretty progressive. She's with the Young Turks, Cenk. Their conversation, I thought, was refreshing. We need more conversation like that because the powers that be like us fighting with each other, because the more we fight, the less we pay attention. Talk a bit about that, bunch of other stuff too. Reach out to us across all of our social media. Check out us on YouTube, Facebook. You can like us on the old Facebook. You can like us on the YouTube. Appreciate that. You can go find my channel, Chad Benson Show. You can go like it there. And, of course, X and Insta. We're on Rumble and Twitter.
And if you are so inclined, you can text into the show at 615-737-9986.
That's it. There you go, kids. Coming up, more stuff. Lots of it, too. Fun. It's hot outside. Ken's got all that stuff straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com/Chad. Vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega-3, 6-9, all this incredible stuff. It's just amazing. And it's one scoop a day. A scoop a day right on top of your dog's food, and your dog will love it. My dogs absolutely love it. They love the taste. And it's like getting an energy drink for them. It's like that kind of thing where it's their supplement, and it just helps them. Their skin, their fur, their digestive tract, their heart health, their immune system, and their aches and pains in their joints, especially if your dog's a little bit older. This helps them big time. I want you to try a Jumpstart trial bag. It is a $20 value. All you have to do is cover the cost of shipping. It's a few bucks. When you get it, just that one scoop a day, that's all you have to do. You don't have to change your dog's food or do anything like that. Just this one scoop a day. Try a Jumpstart trial bag now, $20 value. You cover the cost of shipping. ruffgreens.com/Chad. 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 The Wellness Institute of Nashville wants to get you up and running. If you have any issues, go to painisbad.com. The Big Daddy Trump special, $12 for comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed. And they're going to explain the diagnosis on your first treatment just for $12. Where do you go again? Painisbad.com or call 615-246-5009. If you have back, neck pain, sciatica, slip, bulging disc, herniated disc, spinal stenosis, numbness, those kind of things, they can help. Dr. Ashley, Dr. Mitchell, amazing. No surgery. So you don't have to worry about it. No spinal injections, no pain killers. Bring your MRI. Let them show you what they can do for you. $12 your first time to get you back, to get you up and moving. Don't be foolish. You've tried others. Don't let your back get out of whack. Oh, goodness, I'm rolling with this one. They're amazing. Call the Wellness Institute. Big Daddy Trump special, $12, comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed. Go to painisbad.com or call 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009 for the Wellness Institute in Nashville.
Active shooter in Reno. 2 children dead from a house fire here in Middle Tennessee. President Trump says the U.S. is going to get more involved in providing humanitarian aid in Gaza. And Coach Prime says he was diagnosed with bladder cancer this spring. These stories and more at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That is us, kids. All right, Ken.
Yeah.
I think we should fire it up. Let's take one more look. It's time for the Swamp Ass Report.
Now it's time for the Swamp Ass News Report with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver.
Boys, we might have to get a new Swamp Ass meter.
Oh, my goodness.
It's not working anymore. You know why? It's gone completely beyond the red.
We don't even know what to do. It's basically like Spinal Tap. This one goes to 11.
Yes, sir. National Weather Service says the heat index right now in Nashville is 107 degrees. Real temperature, 97.
So what's the humidity sitting at?
46%.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous this time of year.
And the breeze, it's not helping. It's only 6 miles per hour.
And you know what's funny? There are kids walking around right now wearing sweatshirts because it looks cool.
Yes.
Or you look like you're on meth.
Yes. Or you are on meth.
You have to be. Kids love those sweatshirts, those hoodies. I'm going to put my hoodie on.
My son buys one about every month.
Mm-hmm. My stepdaughter and my son do. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm like, I told my stepdaughter the other day. She's like, I ordered a hoodie. I said, it's 100 outside. First of all, you don't even go outside anymore.
Yes.
So it's cold in the house. I'm just curious. And she'll put it on. I'll go, hey, will you take the dogs down? And she's like, yeah. And she goes and she gets her sweatpants on and her hoodie on, like she's gonna go out and like she's a reserve on an NBA bench.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's 100 outside.
Yeah, like it might be in the 30s outside. It might be a cold wind.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Somebody just texted in, was just outside, can confirm it's hotter than outside. It is
107 degrees feels like. I tell you what, it's not the hottest I've ever felt.
No.
The hottest I ever felt, man. My last news story before I left Tulsa, Oklahoma, there was a house fire on a day where the actual temperature was 112 degrees.
Oh.
And I don't even know what the heat index was that day. I guarantee you next to that fire it was about 200 degrees.
Yeah, fires, oh, Lord. When you're close to them, you don't realize what heat is like. But you couple that with it being 100 plus and fighting a fire.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, dude, those firefighters, they could only go in for like 5 minutes at a time. And then they would immediately come out, start shedding all their gear and a hose. And, I mean, they were putting a hose to them. Ooh. So they had all these guys just lined up and just ready to go because, I mean, this place was fully involved.
It's what we're telling you guys is it's hot outside.
It's summertime.
Yeah, which,
summertime in the South. Of course, it's hot like this in the North, too, right now.
Thank you very much. That right there is one of the great sheriffs of all time.
Yes, sir.
Deputies.
Yes, sir.
He was a deputy, too. Remember, he had a bullet.
Yeah. He only had one bullet, and he wasn't allowed
to load the gun.
He wasn't allowed to load it.
And I saw an episode the other day where they were hunting a fugitive, and Andy told him, if you see him, fire off 3 shots. He only had one bullet.
That's where you go, bang, bang, bang.
You know, Andy.
And he always called him Ange.
Yeah, he called him
like he was going to call him
Ange.
Angie, but instead of Andy, it was Ange.
See, I think a lot of that over the years with those guys is they were just improving.
Oh, completely. 100%. You know who was great at that, too, was Conway and, what was his name? Carol Burnett.
Harvey Korman.
Tim Conway and Harvey Korman.
So one of the great talk show hosts in the country is Tim Conway Jr., and he's telling a story one time about they were all going up to Tahoe I think they were going to go play in that Tahoe like celebrity tournament, but they were all going to go up there to gamble. And Harvey and Tim Conway Jr., they get on the airplane and the pilots are women. And Harvey's like, where are the pilots? They're like, we're the pilots. He goes, not on my plane, you're not.
He wasn't a bit sexist, was he?
Nope, not on my. He got off. He's like, not on my plane.
Wow.
It was a different time. Don't yell at us. Coming up, talk a little bit about Israel. Got some other stuff that I think you'll find interesting as well. Bunch of we're still chock-a-block full of, as we saying, chock-a-block full of stuff here. But it's hot out there, as you have heard. And not just kind of hot. The sort of hot that makes you say, drink a lot of water before you do anything, even if you're indoors. It's the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
.2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. National Weather Service says the heat index in Nashville right now is 107 degrees. Actual temperature 97. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Reports say at least 2 people are dead, several others injured, taken to the hospital after an active shooter opened fire at the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino in Reno, Nevada this morning. Officers shot the suspect, who was taken into custody and transported to a hospital. Motive for the shooting under investigation. Here in Middle Tennessee, 2 children are dead from a house fire in Hermitage. Nashville Fire Department responded to the scene on Arbor Point Way after reports of a deck fire that had spread to the home around 4:40 this morning. The mother was able to escape with one of her children, but reported to firefighters 2 other children were still inside on the second floor. They didn't make it. Following recent reports of graphic images of a worsening humanitarian crisis in Gaza, President Trump indicating the United States will become more involved in providing humanitarian aid to the region. Ian Pannell at the Foreign Desk in London.
The UN's World Food Programme warning a third of the entire population of Gaza isn't eating for days on end, and that nearly 1 in 5 children under 5 in Gaza City is now acutely malnourished. Hospital wards are filling up with starving children.
In a meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, President Trump announced the U.S. would establish what he called food centers in Gaza. He emphasized that these centers would operate without fences or boundaries, allowing free access for people seeking assistance. Turning to sports, Deion Sanders says he was diagnosed with bladder cancer this spring. His doctors took his bladder out, says he's now cancer-free.
We performed a full robot-assisted laparoscopic bladder removal and creation of a new bladder. And I am pleased to report that the results from the surgery are that he is cured from the cancer.
Sanders says he wants his cancer to be a catalyst for Americans to go get checked out.
Without wonderful people like this, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today because it grew so expeditiously, I could say. But please get yourself checked.
He's thankful for God for being alive. Sanders says he's strong and he's ready for the football season. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
You pointed to me early. I ruined it now. We got to play the whole weather over again. Good God, Bell. God. Hey, Busy Bee. Going to help you out. Buddy Nate, the entire staff, like, Gary, everybody over there, basic. Let me tell you something. Right now, people are going on vacation. You're gone. And then your neighbor calls and goes, your house is flooded. You're like, our vacation is ruined. Or you call Busy Bee. You get that smart Wi-Fi water shutoff valve. Instead of worrying about your vacation, just enjoy it. Installed right now by their experts for $12.49 this month, but you got to hurry. That's not all. You can upgrade your HVAC. When you do, you're going to get free air duct fogging, UV light home treatment, and if you need cleaner air, and who doesn't need cleaner air? You buy the medium package of, for your air duct cleaning. They're going to give you the deluxe for free. They got all kinds of great deals on HVAC, on home repipes, on main lines, things of that nature. And check this out. 2 for 1. You buy one Beehive membership, you're going to be able to gift one to a neighbor, to a friend, to somebody you know, maybe just randos you hand it to. You don't know, but you can help them out. That's what makes Busy Bee amazing. Call them today, no matter what your issue is, HVAC or plumbing, 775-7833, 775-7833, or online at busybeehvac.com. Fail! Fail!
Do it at the next break.
I will. Fail!
Got to move the placeholder.
He is, he's new. He was gone for a week, came back. This is what we got.
Forgot everything in a week.
You got to deal with what you deal with, kids. All right? I love him, but the struggle is real. It is. It's a nightmare out there. It is. In Israel. And you heard Trump. Trump wants to get more involved. He doesn't want. Here's the beauty of Trump. Trump sees. I've said it forever today. You're never gonna. Everybody wants Hamas gone, right? Well, maybe Bibi didn't, but for the most part, a vast majority of people wanted Hamas gone. We look at them as terrorists, and they, on the other side, they don't look at them that way. They're awful. We know it. They lie, and they're, the religion side. The religion side of it is, they're a gang. That's what they are. They're a gang. They prey on the weak. They prey on the hopeless. And when you have no hope, and these people have no hope, it's easy to get folks who feel they have nothing, will never have anything, and say the reason you don't have it is the people on the other side. When really the reason you don't have it is because of Hamas. But you're not going to get rid of them because you think you're going to kill. The way you get rid, you're going to kill every Palestinian. And I'm not afraid to say it. Bibi this is his. He's not going to go down in history, I think, the way that he would like to go down. Because you're not going to eliminate Hamas this way. Hope and opportunity. You know the thing Trump, you ever hear Trump talk about whether it's, my little friend, little rocket man, or, what's going on in Russia. You guys could all be rich. Iran, we could all be. Trump loves talking economics. The hope side of things is right. It is absolutely right. The hope side of things. There's no hope there. And knowing that kids are starving to death, knowing that kids are starving and they're way a few years into their life less than they did when they were born. Yeah, Hamas did that, and they're awful. We get that. But for Israel's sake, the Israelis, the Jewish people, the Arab Israelis, because there's plenty of them as well, the country itself, at some point, somebody's going to stand up and say, no more. The people are over him. And they've been over him for a while. They have. And you can go and see the amount of people that have taken to the streets in the last several weeks and months, and even before October 7th. It's crazy. Generals, soldiers, they're turning their back on Netanyahu. And here's something else, and I'm going to have my buddy on tomorrow, Mike Lyons. The mental side of it for the IDF, the struggles that they're having because they're seeing these horrors, and yeah, they're participating in them. They are. Bibi is running his own campaign to push this craziness. And he's running up against Trump. And it's not just, it's a generational thing, an older generation, that thinks that we have to support them at all cost, not seeing that this guy here's the one pushing. You're getting more and more people, and I've been saying this for months, revenge is not a policy. It's not. Punishment isn't going to get you to where you want to go. Ehud Barak, several others that have known him for a long time. You can go listen to the tapes where he was caught on tape talking about in Oslo. We put a bunch of poison pills, if you will, into any of the stuff that could have got Palestine to the papers. These were years ago. Palestine to any of the negotiation or got them to a two-state solution. This is a Bibi issue. It's not an Israel issue. Israel's got every right to defend themselves, and damn skippy they should. Hamas is evil. But if you go and you kill 12 people in a family, and all that's left is a couple brothers and a sister out of the 15, what do you think those brothers are going to do when they have no hope and grow up? We look at them as terrorists. They look at them as freedom fighters at some point in time. Israel could wipe them out. And trust me, I think in the Lahud, which is his party, and him, I think that's their goal, is to do everything they can to take all of the land and move the Palestinians somewhere else, displace them. Where are they going to go? They're going to go here? What's that going to cost us? And a younger generation isn't thrilled by this. These are MAGA supporters hanging out with Charlie Kirk talking about this last week.
Like Ted Cruz uses the Bible to justify aid to Israel, doesn't even know the verse. Do you guys think that's not the best way to approach this? Raise your hand. Okay.
I think Ted Cruz used Genesis 12:3. I think a lot of people see that as off-putting when you look at the New Testament.
Why?
Because I think a lot of people, they look especially at the writings of Paul, where he talks about how the new flesh is not the same as the people in the Old Covenant. The new flesh is everybody, is everyone's included.
Talking about Romans 9.
Yes, 9:6, yeah.
Are you Catholic?
Converting Catholic from
Yeah, I can
Judaism.
tell.
This is my next.
Oh, from Judaism?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So you're you're ethnically Jewish.
Ethnically Jewish, yes.
And you have concerns about AIPAC.
Yes, I do.
I'm told that by some people that if I criticize AIPAC, I'm anti-Semitic.
I think it's ridiculous. Yeah. I feel like it's great to have a concern for your country.
They're our allies. They are important beyond belief in that religion, in that region, because they're democracy. They believe so much of what we believe, and we need that. That being said, we're America first, I thought. That being said, I look at Israel and I want Israel to be strong. They're becoming the pariah of the world. There's support, and I'm not talking amongst college kids who look at this as another fight against the man and whatnot. I'm talking about the average person is thinking, I don't want any part of this. That's not who we are. And I don't think that's who the Israeli people are. But Bibi, again, revenge is not a policy.
Do you think that that AIPAC represents a kind of cutting in line of prioritization away from the American people?
Yes.
Would you guys say that's a fair summary? 100%. Meaning that, like, okay, we vote, we're citizens, but a separate group gets higher priority because of whatever reasons. You look like you want to chime in.
That the entirety of the idea of a PAC is to represent a group, but the fact that we're allowing a group that doesn't even represent American interests to influence the people who are supposed to be representing us, I have a huge problem with. And that's why I've said this before, and a lot of people don't like when I say it. I actually think there's probably like 20 representatives between Senate and House who I think are actually fully doing the work of the American people and don't have the interests of some group pulling their sway.
I am pro-human. As a Christian, as somebody who sees human beings for who they are, I look over there and I see kids dying. Kids born into horrific situations where, do you know they can't even fish? They're not allowed to go out in boats. No, because everybody looks at, well, I looked at this or I looked at that. You looked at the same thing over and over again. Have you decided, hey, maybe this media that also sucks up to AIPAC, maybe we could look somewhere else. Maybe we should look somewhere else. Maybe we could see what's going on. Trump, you hear it in his voice. Trump's a lot of things. You know, he's braggadocious, he's loud, he's all the things that a New Yorker is. But I think deep down, I think when he sees kids, he's got a heart where he looks and he sees what's going on. He understands that. A younger generation, how many times have we talked about this? I'm 50-ish years old, maybe 48, I don't know. You don't know, Ken. Stop your laughing. How many times have we talked about Israel, Palestine, Hamas, the Houthis, we can go on and on, Iran, now it's the Druze, and it's all. How many times? What's going on isn't working. There's got to be something else.
And that's why Trump is trying to get these deals.
Yeah.
I think Trump I think the only way Trump sees there being peace in this region is if everybody, quote unquote, has a seat at the table.
Exactly.
Everybody has a fighting chance. And that's why he's trying to do these deals. And I'm like you, hearing his voice, in these cuts, talking about these images that these children started, it's hitting him.
Oh, it is. As a human being, could you see Randy Fine, I think he's in Tucson, who basically said, let him starve? You are a vile individual. You are. And somebody just said, I'm not anti-Jewish. You know what I am? I'm pro-Israel. And Israel is the one paying the price, not Bibi. Israel's paying the price. They're a pariah. The average person isn't behind any of this. The average person said enough is enough. The average person is over this, and they see what's going on, and they're saying, you're becoming what you say you don't want to become. You've got IDF soldiers who are seeking mental health because they're having problems because they're being ordered to shoot into areas. They bombed a church, the only church, by the way, in Gaza, Catholic Church. They don't care. They like our stuff, and our names are on the bullets and the money that's going over there. You can have empathy for people. It doesn't, look, I want Israel to be strong and powerful. What I don't want them to be is a pariah. I don't want them to get to the point where the world starts to turn their back on them. And I think because of Bibi, they are. And AIPAC comes after me all the time. They always say to me horrible crap. Like, whatever. Get over it. Why are you over here lobbying on behalf of Israel all the time? Bibi's coming over here doing, he tried to go on Rogan. Did you see that? Rogan told him, nope. He went on the Nelk Boys, which are this podcast. We talked about it last week. And they were given questions to ask him because he doesn't want to do interviews in his own country because he's going to hear it from everybody. This isn't working. And the deaths of tens of thousands of people isn't going to endear you to the world. There's got to be, this is the definition of insanity. People need hope. That's what Trump sees. The joking aside about building a casino and all these kind of things. But you know what he does see? Sees an ocean, sees an opportunity. And with hope, you got a chance to move forward.
Jobs.
And jobs. You're less likely to want to go kill your neighbor. And by that, I mean the Israelis. If you have a future, a life, a job, a family, a mortgage, you're working towards something. But if you sit around all day and they are gang members, that's what Hamas is. They go out and prey on people the same way that street gangs do. They'll show you the flash. They'll give you some of the money. You're going to be a hero. We're all a big family. You just got to go and do this. Something's got to change. I care about Israel. I care about the Jews. I care about those people over there that are starving. We can do two things at once. Coming up, wrap it up. I see that the man with one arm is here. We're going to call him Matt Murphy. Talk about who knows what. We'll do a crossover and ask him, how deep do you think the hole should be if they're going to build this boring, if you will, little train/tram or whatever this underground choo-choo is. Talk to him about that, among other things, as we wrap up the show. This is the Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 99.7. Birch Gold, opportunities in front of you. Gold it's doing well. And with the dollar kind of weakening, people trying to figure out what's going to go on with the dollar, the reality is it still has a place to go move and opportunities. And with unsettledness, there's a lot of unsettledness going on in the world today. You got Russia and Ukraine. You've got what's going on in the Middle East. It's always good to have a backup plan, and precious metals can do that for you. I want you to text the word Benson to 989898 today. Talk to my friends over at Birch Gold. They're going to get you an info kit. And the thing about information is, it's not about being sold. It's about, here's all the information. You make the right decision for yourself. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Whether you're thinking about owning the physical or maybe an IRA or 401k that you have, you might move it over and have it backed by precious metals. Birch can help you with that. Before you do any of that, though, find out the information you need to make the right decision for you and your family. Text the word Benson now to 989898 for Birch Gold. It is a Monday on a beautiful, gorgeous, snowy Monday. Somebody's probably listening going, wait, the snow's outside?
Look who came back.
Look at that.
Look at
Bell,
that guy.
right? Like,
Me
how
too.
about that?
But Bell.
Yeah.
That's nice.
His suspension is over.
Oh, is Dan angry again? He's breaking things in the studio. Look at this. Dan breaking stuff. See? Broken.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, Mandis.
We can't take him anywhere.
Can't control him.
No. Are you kidding me?
He's like incredible. He's like the Incredible Hulk.
He is. It's exactly just
That's
David
exactly
Banner.
what he is. That's right.
He's all, you won't like me when I'm angry.
Bruce? No, Bruce. Not
Yeah.
Bruce Banner?
Yeah. Is it
Is
David?
it David?
Or is it Bruce?
Bruce in the comic books, David in the TV show.
Okay,
well,
that's what I said.
that was a TV
Yeah.
show guy.
Oh, you were? Yeah.
I never did the comic books.
No.
On any of this. Which is why it's funny when I go to movies like Superman and everybody's talking about, oh, it's faithful to the comic. I'm like, I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. It's faithful to whatever they put on the screen.
Right. That's exactly right.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm a little bit sick. Not present company, not included.
Yeah.
A little bit sick. Everybody complaining about the weather. That's what
I don't. I am walking
You
home.
don't. You. I heard you. I heard you talking about it.
I don't mind the weather. I don't. Especially if I'm inside. But the walk home is not great. See, if you and I were golfing right now, I wouldn't mind that. We'd have stuff.
No, because you're in it. You're just in it.
We're in it.
You're thick in it.
But
you know what you're doing.
walking sucks when you're going to walk to nothing.
And you can't pull the trigger. I mean, I understand. You can't pull you can't pull the trigger on the car.
No.
You feel like a loser. You pull the trigger on the car.
That's right. Oh, yeah. So I walked here in the snow, damn it.
You did. I'm just a little bit. Everybody complains about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. How about that?
You walked here in the snow. You're in shorts, too, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. I don't really care. Because I'm indoors.
Yeah. Once you get here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm a big supporter of the cold. I think that I'm of the two, and I don't mind. I like all four seasons. There's parts to love, but of the two, I think cold's better than heat.
Well, you can escape the cold.
Weaver disagrees. Listen at him. I heard him.
Don't like that cold.
Cold preserves things.
And
heat spoils things.
You can escape the cold. You can put on an extra jacket.
Sure
you put
you
on a
can.
hat. You can do something like that, and you can make yourself comfortable. Walking with the sun beating down on you and sweating everywhere, there's not a lot of comfort in that.
Put on your coat and hat and go to Boise, Idaho whenever it's -4 degrees for 2 weeks straight.
You know what
Tell
people
me
do?
how comfortable you are.
You know what people do, Ken, when they're too cold? You know what people do? They say,
what's that?
Get over here. Let's huddle for warmth.
Oh, yeah.
You know what people do when they're too hot? Get away from me!
Don't touch
Don't touch me!
It's gross. Sleeping at night, waking up, and you're sweating, and it still doesn't matter because and you're working. That poor air conditioner, it's working as hard as it can.
Feel bad for the AC.
I do.
Feel bad for the AC. But you know what? Let's not complain about it. You know where you moved. Come on. Not you, but you know everybody.
No.
Y'all know.
It comes around every year. It's like the same thing in, when I was in Arizona. What are we going to We knew it was going to be 120 from July to September.
It's like somebody moving to Boise, Idaho and complaining about it being cold.
I didn't know it was going to be that cold. They told me it was a hot desert.
Oh, they lied to you, my friend.
Oh, they did. Well, it's hot in the summer.
I was in Minnesota one winter, and I was just standing around going, just literally standing around going, why don't these people move?
Yes.
How is there so many people that deal with this?
Why are there so many people standing around?
Like, this is a major city, and there are millions of people that live here, and it's a tundra.
Buffalo, New York, same thing.
Oh,
what are you people doing here?
Like when they do stuff, they're like, it's only 3 degrees cooler in, the Antarctic than Buffalo. You're like, what? And they're going out watching a football game.
And they're voluntarily, digging out the seats.
I love that when they go, hey, we got a big game today. We need a bunch of fans to come over and sweep it up. They're like,
I'm your
okay.
Huckleberry. Let's go.
Well, that's what happens when you live in Buffalo. No offense to people in Buffalo. What are you talking about today?
We're going to talk about the tunnel. I think I'm more excited than anyone else about the tunnel, but we will discuss the tunnel. We'll have Cameron Sexton. He's going to be at the tunnel announcement at 4 o'clock. He's going to stop by the Speaker of the House after the tunnel announcement. We're going to talk about it, what it means for the city. Apparently, the city wanted nothing to do with any of this. My insiders tell me that the city was approached and the city said no.
Yeah.
And they said no strictly along political lines because it's Elon Musk, which is...
Is Elon going to be there today?
He will not be. A failure of the city. If they made these decisions based on the fact that it was Elon Musk's company, I know you like to say it, I say shame on them.
Shame!
Because, you can disagree with it because you don't think it'll work.
Shame.
You can disagree with it. For any number of reasons, you could disagree, but to disagree just because he's affiliated with Trump is not the way to do it. But Cameron will be on with us to talk about that and how it's going to work. It's my understanding that it's mostly going to go along the route of Murfreesboro Pike, which is a state-controlled highway, which makes sense. So we'll do that. Gino Bolso is in the 7th congressional district race. Gino's going to stop by, he announced today. So we'll do a little of that.
It's going to be a party.
A little of that.
Broken, no. Stronger than ever. Matt Murphy, straight ahead. Have a good Monday. We'll do it again tomorrow.